So, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I am your host and your scary movie companion, Christian Ramey, and we are recording tonight under a stormy sky. Well, we're inside, obviously, but there's rain, and it's raining and stuff. You know, it adds for the ambiance.
Hold on, listen.
You hear it.
You can hear it. So it's like, don't worry. It's like a fountain in your house. You know, I know some of you people got that, like those little rock fountains that you have on your desk. Or a fish tank.
Welcome to Spooky Tales, told by Ozark Mark.
Wow, that's a big tank.
Wow. Dude, you know that Pluto TV I told you about, or maybe you do know about Pluto TV. It's like old school cable, what cable used to feel like, but it's cool when you don't feel like picking shit because you will find, and you'll be like, oh shit, Demolition Man? And you're like, all right, I'll watch that. You know, like something you could just put on, and it's also for free, so that's a great plus too. Everybody likes free shit. But they got all these old school, like, I like that they branched the channels down into, like, home category, and there's, like, fucking HGTV shit, and, like, This Old Home, and Antiques Roadshow. One of them fucking shows is tanked.
24/7?
I don't know if it's 24/7, but they play it a lot, dude, and I threw it on for old time's sakes, and the amount of laughing I had was just...
How bad it is.
Yeah, but the tanks are sick.
Yeah, that's
the tanks are sick.
Yeah, the tanks are sick, but they're just... That's what happens with any show. Like, if a show like that, like the first season, like they're all serious about the tanks, right? And then everything after that, it's all their antics, and they start getting more corny, and it's just more staged and more all that, and it just goes downhill. It happens with every kind of reality show like that.
We're gonna see if we can get this tank built without him finding out. We're gotta keep him distracted all day.
Yeah, like you're not gonna notice that somebody's building a huge tank in your house.
You guys built a big dick tank in my house. I didn't even know. Oh,
I'm so fooled.
Yeah, but it's out there. You're welcome, Pluto TV. Thanks for the plug. Put Sloppy Horror Podcast towards our channel. You fucks.
24/7.
Poor people would probably like this show, but no.
Rich people might too. You don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you know, today we're going to talk about a fun movie that I think this word is overplayed. I think the word underrated is said too much. But I truly feel like Joyride is an underrated movie. Because Joyride is a film that I think really was, a lot of people watched it when it came out. This movie was touched by people with their wiener, big people like J.J. Abrams, like people that worked on some big ass movies worked on this film. And it's one of those scary kind of movies made by people that don't generally make scary movies. And for some reason, that does really well, dude. People are like, well, you can't make scary movies if you ain't a horror director. Okay, well, what about The fucking Shining? Does that not count from Stanley Kubrick? Like, there's so many movies like that where people step outside. American Werewolf in London, John Landis, motherfucker made Animal House and Blues Brothers. Pretty sure American Werewolf in London's pretty awesome. Like, that's a pretty good movie. Mm-hmm. So, that doesn't always fit. And this is one of those kind of movies. I just think it's criminally underrated. I don't think enough people talk about it. And, it features the late, great Paul Walker. He's always in car movies, man. Cars and him. I mean, I know he died that way, but I don't think he was driving. I think he was a passenger.
Yeah, that's ironic as hell.
It is, man, but he loved cars. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like, it is sad that Dale Earnhardt died in a car, but, like, if you were to ask him how he wanted to die, I feel like that would be in the top 3. It's like, that's just what they love to do. But, damn it, I love this movie. Hello, boys and girls. I'm excited. Ozark, how are you down there?
Huh? Oh.
You good?
I didn't, hi.
Hola.
We're way out of our normal rhythm here. You caught me off guard. Caught me out of left field. I'm alright. I'm okay. I got a new fucking haircut. So that's nice.
Cutting hair.
Yeah. Makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
that you got all, your hair is all cut. That's about it. But Joyride. Get back into it. Joyride. What a movie. What a movie. I forgot how good of a movie and how fun of a movie this was.
Yep.
Last week you gave us the hint. You told it what it was, and then I knew what it was. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, dude.
Completely forget about this type of movie. And it screams 2000s. It was made in 2001.
Oh, yeah.
So, love those movies because that's right around when we was young teenagers. Close to it. Just like that. And the intro to this movie's awesome.
I agree.
The opening credits is sweet. It lets you know you're about to get into a horror movie, and then, CB radio's going off. Exactly. You're going to know what you're going to get. If somebody put this movie on and they didn't look what it was, you can tell what it's going to be about. You can pick it up. So I like that. I
do too.
And this walks a fine line of being between realistic and unrealistic. This is a very fine line in this movie. Now, the realistic part is, could you get into an altercation with a big trucker? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Dude,
the unrealistic fact is, is a trucker gonna follow you around like that? No. First of all, I don't know how. The trucker ain't got the time. That's how he makes his money. Unless this guy's an owner-operator and is rich and just fucking around in his retirement. You don't have the time to fucking...
I was kind of picking that up, though. I was like, man, maybe this guy's just not even hauling anything. He's just crazy.
Well, he was hauling something in half of it. Then the second half, he's not hauling anything. But anyway, he ain't got the time to do that. Number two, how do you track and follow somebody in a tractor trailer? Or a semi, for those of you not familiar with that. It's a semi, dog.
Yeah, you're not.
How do you not? You're gonna notice it's there.
Yeah.
I don't care where you are. So there's unrealistic stuff to that too, but.
Yeah, it was everybody having a cell phone in their pocket, right? Like, not everybody had that, and even if you did, you didn't have like photo evidence at that point. Even if you had to be in really good signal range to make this movie now, you would have to be in a place where like phones didn't work.
Yeah.
And then it would work. But I don't know if you have to just be in that time. I don't know if like a kid now would watch it and feel the same thing because they're just like, why don't they call the police? You know what I mean?
That's the challenge you face if you make any horror movie now that's dated either within a time where there's cell phones, is you have to create the thing where the cell phone doesn't work in every movie now, which can be a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah. Eliminate the phones.
Yeah, you can tell it's a hard time because he had to. When he goes to pay, there's a scene where he's in a gas station and he has to pay for the gas with a card. Now, a card's a 2001, of course, but this is still where you gotta like get the check and you gotta sign the receipt and all that shit.
Yep, and they like swipe the card.
Yeah, like swipe the card instead of you just punching it in or what they do now. Very nostalgic. A lot of nostalgia in this movie.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So that's half the fun.
It is really fun. I don't know. I didn't know if this was going to be your first time watching it or if you had seen it before.
No, I've seen it before. It's been a long time though. This was a movie for a while. That was one of those TV movies that was on TV a lot.
I agree.
Years and years ago. But then it gets on the TV guillotine and then it just eventually goes away.
It's gone to the wayside.
It's gone to the land of the lost.
Yep. But that's why we're bringing it back up, dude. That's why we're bringing it back up. Now, I guess we're going to give a little synopsis of Joyride, but before we do that, for everybody watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. It does more than you know. We really appreciate it, and that's how you stay up to date on all the sloppy horror content. And all those audio listeners, if you're listening, Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you're listening, make sure you're giving good ratings. I didn't realize how many ratings people had given. Like, not even just, like, written ones, but just, like, there's a lot more than, I don't...
How many is there?
It was, like, hundreds. I was like, oh, shit.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Well, when you fucking say it every episode, hopefully they start doing it.
Well, I appreciate
you gotta tell these people all the time, and they forget.
Mm-hmm. But it does. It helps us more than you guys know, and it's completely for free. Obviously, don't forget about the Patreon. We are posting episodes early on there, so you guys have access to those. And we are also doing bonus episodes and the merchandise. There's all kinds of things you need to look at. All right? And that's how you can help out Sloppy Horror Podcast. Now, on to a synopsis, a breakdown of Joyride. Now, Joyride. Here's what we have here. We have Paul Walker. And Paul Walker, he is an American man. And he is just a good old boy.
He's an American simp.
Yeah, he is a simp.
Nowadays.
Yeah, he is a simp. That's for sure. Making simpy choices.
All through the movie.
Look what your wiener's done.
I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Yeah, especially because it is Paul Walker, and you're like, dude,
Come
like
on,
he was
like,
smashing
I know.
anything.
Like, stop.
He drove across the country. So here's what
What
happened.
an asshole.
We have a young man, Paul Walker. He is
I don't even know his name in the movie. You know what it is?
Paul Walker.
No, what's his movie name? Like, his name is Paul Walker, but what's his name in the movie? What's his character's name in the movie? Did you pick it up
I remember the
what it
ice
was?
truck driver yelling it. You remember? Like he was yelling at him.
But I don't remember what his name is. I just see him as Paul Walker.
Lewis. All right, so Paul Walker's playing Lewis. And Lewis is talking to an old friend who is a girl who is off at college in Boulder, Colorado. And
Boulder.
yeah, now Lewis is thinking, oh, shit, I miss this girl. They realize that they got a thing going on, and it's, a long distance kind of thing. They start talking on the phone, and Lewis, does the old school, simpy thing. He's going to drive across country, get her, and see what happens. Well, he's headed out there. He calls his mom. He says, Moms, what's happening? How are you? I love you. And she said, well, your brother's been arrested again because he's a fucking idiot. And he's like, what? And then he realizes, what? No, nuh-uh.
What? That's exactly how it went.
He finds out that his brother isn't that far off the beaten path. Like, he's already driving across the country, so he has to take like a 2-hour detour, but he can get his brother. So that's what he does. He goes and gets his brother, played by Steve Zahn, or Zahn, I think is how you say it. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, I love him.
Dude, him in Saving Silverman was hilarious.
That's exactly what the first thing my mind goes to.
Yeah!
That's exactly, if you've ever seen that movie, it's what you're going to instantly recognize it from. Shimmy, yeah!
I watched that that was on Pluto.
Dude, that movie is so fucking funny.
It is one of the funniest movies.
So funny. Now, if you want to talk about underrated, that's a movie that's completely underrated.
Saving Silverman's up there.
Yes, it's so good.
I think it was the lug nut. Yep, it's the lug nut. Oh.
Well, dude.
He said, you boys kill that broad? He's like, yeah. How'd you do it? We ate her. Ate her?
Have you never seen Saving Silverman, look up the walkie-talkie scene. The whole walkie-talkie kidnapping scene is probably one of the funniest part of film you'll ever see.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you don't have to do the sound. It already does that.
Sorry.
That was the last one.
Oh, my God.
Hold on, I think I see something behind the frit.
He had like pantyhose on his head, and dude was painted up like a fucking like 1980s like army man, like a GI Joe.
He's in there just eating food, trying to kidnap this girl. He's eating spaghetti.
Whose mind says that like we're breaking into this house and we're just going? I'm going in the fridge first, like that's the last place I'm going.
Oh God, I gotta watch that movie again. It's so funny. All right, nobody knows what we're talking. Half the people don't know what we're talking about, but watch Saving Silverman.
Oh, yes.
It's fucking hilarious.
That might have also been a 2001.
It's somewhere close to that. It's so funny. But it's him. It's that guy and Jack Black and the guy from American Pie that fucked the pie. I don't even know what his name is, but that's how you know him.
Jason Biggs.
Yeah. Those are the people in it, and it's great.
So, Paul Walker picks up Steve, Lewis's brother, who, Fuller. Yeah, his name's Fuller. So Fuller and Lewis are now on the road to go pick up Lewis's little lady friend. But while fueling up and getting gas, Fuller, who's clearly a little bit of a troublemaker, he gets a CB radio installed into Lewis's car. And, they go back out on the road and they pretty much start crank calling truckers, if you will, on the CB radio, fucking with them. And they fuck with this dude acting like a girl. Kind of like some old AOL chat shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I'm a 19-year-old female. That's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not girls. And it was pretty funny because Fuller was telling his brother how to do it. He's like, look, what you're going to do is start talking like a girl, and then in the middle of it just be like, yeah, guess what? I'm a guy.
Every teenage boy has done that on the internet.
Dude, I laugh so hard.
You either done that or have become a victim of it. It's one of the two.
Yeah, or you get a crank call from one of your buddies acting like a girl. Like, that's good old-fashioned fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they go to check into this hotel, and there's like this asshole dude that was yelling at the hotel employee, like, don't send anybody else to my door. And he like runs into Fuller and was like complete dick to him. So he's like, you know what? Let's tell the dude on the CB radio to meet us at the hotel and send him to this guy's room because it'd be funny. Because both of them, well, the trucker didn't really do anything wrong except for being horny, But it'd be a prank on the other dude.
Candy cane.
Candy cane.
Candy cane.
What's so funny to me is that, like, that's Ted Levine, like the guy that was in Silence of the Lamb that tucked his wiener, like wait, was she a great big old fat person? Like, it's that guy.
Yeah.
And he has such a cool voice. Well, he goes to the room, which the boys are next door to. They're next door to the asshole guy. So they kind of hear this exchange. And Trucker Dude comes in and fucking kills the other guy. Oh, he doesn't kill him. He takes him off. And then throws him out of his truck, presumably because the guy is in the hospital in a coma with his jaw ripped off. Like he fucked him up.
Mm-hmm.
He fucked him up. He hurt him up bad.
Yeah, he straight ripped his jaw off.
Yeah,
that's some intense shit.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
No.
That ain't cool, man.
Nope.
So, now these dudes are fucked up because they're like, oh my God, we just got this guy hurt. And then, they talk to the police officers, and they actually confess the whole situation. And the cops are like, just get the fuck out of town, dude. So they do, and they leave. But the trucker continues to follow them for the rest of the movie and continues to follow them until there's a finale with police officers and, fun.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a fun ending as well. So it's one of those open-ended slasher movies, well, not a slasher, or horror movies, if you will, where the bad guy gives that final wink at the end, if you will. And I love that in movies because you feel like you can't spoil them then. Like, I'm not giving you he's still on the loose. You need to know about his story. Like, whereas if it ends, if I'm like, damn, dude, they killed him right at the end, you'd be like, well, you should let me have that suspense. Mm-hmm. Whereas if it's open-ended, you don't feel like you're spoiling it.
How did it end exactly? Because, like, it kind of cut off for me, like, the last, 2 minutes of it. So, like, I got to the part of where, basically where he's bleeding in the cab. And he drove into the motel room.
Yeah.
Like, that's the last thing I seen. And that girl's in the back seat.
Yeah, and then, like, it just shows the good guys and the fucking... Which, it's weird. It's a weird trope in every movie, but it's like the, paramedic blanket. Anytime somebody's in a fucking ambulance or whatever, they always have a blanket on. Have you ever seen that in real life? Has anyone ever had a blanket on the side of the road during like a car accident?
I don't know.
Never.
No.
But it's in every fucking movie that you see. Like if you think of like, you know, these people were in an accident and they're sitting in the fucking ambulance and the cop comes to talk to them. They always have a blanket on.
Yeah, they do.
It doesn't make
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. But maybe it's a running gag in movies. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not real. But they're, you know, in the ambulance, and then all of a sudden on that CB radio in the ambulance you hear, "There's going to be a storm tonight. Storms are kind of good. Keeps everybody on the inside." He's pretty much doing the whole dialogue that he did before, and you're like, oh shit, this motherfucker's still out there. He had escaped.
Yeah.
So you don't really know.
Gotcha.
You just know he's on the loose.
All right.
The juice is loose.
All right. Now, if we spoiled that for you, I'm sorry, but this movie is, 24 years old now? Yeah, it's pretty old. Yeah. This is an adult-aged movie. This movie is an adult.
It's old enough to drink.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal.
It's old enough to rent a car.
I don't know how it always circles back. It always circles back on this show. But you can't forget, never forget, 9/11. Okay? 9/11. September 11th, 2001 affected a lot of movies, right? But what's weird is there were a lot of awesome movies to come out in 2001. And maybe we needed them. Like, this was, like, filmed during the process. But this made its debut September 9th, 2001 at a film festival.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, they got to enjoy it for a couple days, I guess.
Well, that's what I mean, dude. So it's really wild to have that happen. But just if you think about it, there's some fucking crazy movies that can't, like, obviously, like a Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Scary Movie 2. But Scary Movie 2 came out in September. Final Fantasy, Legally Blonde, Jurassic Park 3. Like, there were some crazy-ass movies, Planet of the Apes, that came out in September of 2001. And if, like, they're movies that a lot of people think of, and you're like, oh, shit. And it's just like, maybe we needed those. We did 28 Days Later. You remember that one was, like, same kind of deal. Like, they were...
Maybe they mean more because they came out after a tragedy. I don't know.
Well, I agree. And
maybe.
It's just weird that, like, they had to, like, navigate the release of their movie or the filming of their movie due to 9/11. Like, it's just kind of like I remember hearing that on 28 Days Later, like, they, like, while filming, they just pretty much just had a day of, like, damn, dude, this sucks.
What is it?
28 Days Later. 28 Days Later. 28 Days Later.
You're not doing it well like you did the first time.
Oh, you got a full
You gotta put some emphasis in it.
28 Days Later.
I just wanted to hear you say it again. All right.
They're still here. There's been no progress. Still zombies.
Everywhere.
Brother.
Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy to think about there. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Yep. It changed a lot of things.
Do you have a favorite part of this movie?
I have quite a few. I have quite a few favorite parts. One of my favorites is the exchange with the, like, local sheriff when he tells him about the guy that fucking got messed up. That guy was just funny as shit.
He was so angry.
He was just like this weird trope of a cop from, like, a small butthole town. Mm-hmm. And he said, I'm going to take you. He's like, how about I'll take you to go see it in person, talking about the guy in the hospital. And he said, maybe it'll refreshify your memory. I don't know why it made me laugh so hard. There was also...
you all didn't see nothing. Toothpick in his mouth.
It also cracked me up because they had this exchange with this dude, and then they thought they were cool because they, like, left because the cops told them to leave. So they thought they were cool. When they go pick up their girl, only to find out that dude's still after him. And the girl's like, what the fuck is going on? And, like, they had to come clean to her and tell her. And it sounded like two boys explaining, like, why the window was broken, like, to their mom. And Paul Walker was like, so there's a crazy guy. So this guy, he's crazy guy.
Yeah, it's like two kids trying to explain their mom what happened.
So there's this crazy guy. Like, I don't know why that got me. This crazy guy. What are you talking talking about? This crazy guy. So that got me really hard. I don't know. Those were very funny moments. But then I would also say, I think the best suspense scene in this is really the exchange where they're on the run and they find out the dude's behind them because he makes the, like, you need to get your taillight fixed. So they know that he's not far. So they, like, make a bolting fleet off the exit because they need gas. They go to this gas station and they don't know who this guy is. And Steve Zahn is just, like, pumping gas. And he sees, like, it's like an 18-foot box truck. So it's, like, funny because it's, like, they gave it this, like, it's a gas truck. And they just give it, like, the, like, diesel fucking sound of this thing fucking moving along.
Yeah, it's like they made it a diesel sound. It's like, that's not a diesel sound truck.
Well, anyways, that's not the bad guy. And, like, Paul Walker thinks he is while he's in the store paying. And he leaves his credit card in there. And he, like, rushes out. So the ice guy that drives this little fucking truck follows him to give his card back. And there's, like, the little runaway scene. And it's great suspense because if you haven't seen it, you do think it's the guy. Mm-hmm. Well, he gives him his credit card. You get a breath of, like, oh, and they think they're cool. And then the fucking guy who is chasing him crashes through this guy's ice truck. And it's fucking for no reason. This poor fucking ice guy.
Oh, no, you're just turning around trying to do a good deed.
He did a good deed, dude.
You guys are fucked up. So what you learned from this, don't do a good deed. If somebody leaves their credit card, just fuck it. Fuck them. Let them cancel it. They'll cancel it right away anyway. And they'll get a new one. Fuck them.
This fucking monster semi, just crashes through it. Mm-hmm. But those were my favorite parts.
It's all long nose one, too.
What about you, Mark? What did you enjoy? What was your favorite part?
Oh, man. You said most of them. Yeah, I kind of agree with yours. There's the kind of scenes I was aiming towards, Can't really pinpoint anyone out that really stood out to me other than what you said. Sorry to disappoint, but I mean, you kind of
let us down.
You kind of went to the same place I was going there. There's some things that was, of course it's a horror movie, so a lot of stuff is unrealistic, especially getting chased by a semi truck on foot. Okay, that's like one of the easiest situations to get away from.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's a big ass fucking semi. Okay, they're like alligators. They can't make sharp turns or they'll tip over. Like if you're ever getting chased by a semi truck on foot, just stand in the center and it'll make it go around. They can't turn. They're not fast. Like they can't make. You can easily just. Well, all right, I'm gonna go to the right real quick.
Yeah.
It's simple shit like that. But the cornfield scene was pretty cool.
That would have been sweet to film. Like that day of like after wrapping that up, you'd be like. That's a good day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially just being able to drive something through a cornfield. I've always wanted to do that. Just drive a car or a truck through a fucking cornfield.
Did you think?
I don't know why. I just want to do it.
Were you giving props to the semi-truck driver just barreling down that hill, making those turns?
That's not realistic.
I know, but like,
yeah.
There is a stunt driver there that's like that. Some fucking old guy named fucking Gomer. Like, I'm gonna do it.
You can do it.
I know, dude. That's like I was a little impressed with his driving skills. Like just especially like at that part where they went through the fence and he came just fucking cooking down. You're like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, take her easy. You're gonna fucking flip, and he didn't.
He was close to it, but yeah, you will flip at those speeds. So how they did that is pretty impressive. But
those are one of those ones where you're like, I want to be a fly on a wall, just watch it because I don't want to be in the cab with you.
Well, they probably didn't do it as fast. They probably did those maneuvers, but not as fast as you think it is.
Oh, okay.
Like, realistically, he was probably going like maybe 25, 35 miles an hour, making that to make it look kind of fast. And probably some Hollywood and speed up the film, but like 65, you ain't making that turn.
Now, do you remember how much Paul Walker paid for his car?
No.
It was cheap, though, right? It was like they advertised it as cheap because it was an old car.
Did he buy it or rent it?
I thought he bought it.
Okay, because it said like some voucher ticket. I don't know. I didn't really understand that part. I thought it was like a rental.
I think it was like a traveler's check or something.
Okay.
But he had... They said it was 71, but it was actually a 70 Oldsmobile Cutlass convertible.
Mm-hmm.
and it was like something like fucking $2,500 or something. You know, it was like sold as a duster. If you were to buy that car today, in that condition, it would be 50 grand. 40 to 50 grand.
What the fuck? You kidding me?
No, I mean it's a beautiful car. It's a boat of a car. So
Yeah,
like there's
that's a
parts
boat.
of it's not like a muscle car, but it's
No.
just a beautiful old car.
Yeah.
So like when they're crunching it up, like 'cause there's some great scenes like where the semi truck driver has him pinned up against that tree.
Dude, he completely almost destroys it, and they just cut to a scene, and it's like all fixed.
They Grand Theft Auto shopped it. They just like pulled in.
It's like what? Yeah, and it just responds like it's good. Oh, he fixed the blinker. Is that what? Oh my god.
What about the fucking?
What about the whole frame?
Yeah, and the axle.
The exhaust system. Let's talk about that. The cat. Shut up.
Every window is broken.
Yeah. They just
The doors closed.
and then this old dirt shack. They just replaced everything.
It was a Grand Theft Auto like fucking thing.
It was. It's like a respawn of a car. Oh god.
Like it's just like a movie watcher too. You just like accept it because you're just like, I want the movie to go on. You're like, all right, yeah, they need a car.
Yeah, and they came to a deadlock. Like, well, fuck it, let's just fix it.
It needs a car.
Well, take a short, quick break. You'll hear this message, and then we'll be right back.
Hello. Sorry for the interruption. But did you know that Venus is the only planet in our solar system that spins clockwise? Did you also know that Sloppy Horror Podcast has a brand new line of merchandise out? New designs on hats, t-shirts, and even random office essentials like coffee mugs and magnets. All of these purchases not only help the show directly, it shows the world that you support the horror genre and promote small businesses. You can find the link for all the new designs in the descriptions of every episode, or underneath the YouTube videos themselves, or at sloppyshop.myspreadshop.com. We thank you for all of the support, and it means more than you know. Now, back to the show.
Okay, Mark. Now, here's the time where we like to, view analytically. I mean, we've said that there's unrealistic moments of this movie, but let's just say you are out, maybe like in the Smoky Mountains or something, out, or, in an area that's secluded, right? And, this is going on to you, and you don't have cell phone coverage, and there's no exits, presumably, that you can pull off. Let's just say, like, you're pretty secluded. What's your go-to route here? What are you doing? You flipping on the other side of the highway? You just trying to outgun this guy? What's your method?
Oh, if he was behind me?
Yeah.
And I was on a stretch of highway?
Yeah, and he's fucking with you.
Well, if it's a double-lane highway, 2-lane highway and then 2 lanes on the other side of you, and there's usually a gap between it of grass, and it usually divots down. Mm-hmm. That would be the first route, and just turn and go the other way, because that semi would get stuck in that when it dips down. The tractor and the trailer is just going to come to a V, and it's going to get fucked. Mm-hmm. So that's one way to do it. You could outgun the man. Typically, those don't go. You can get those tractor trailers up to speed, but you typically don't go that fast. You can hit 90 or 100 for a while, and he'll be gone, and you'll be out of his sight, and then you can get away. Or you could wait till he gets up close to you, then switch lanes, hit the brakes, and then he'll be in front of you then.
Yeah.
There's ways to do it, because the 80,000-pound vehicle is not going to stop on a dime. That takes at least, I think, longer than a football field of distance to stop completely. So there's ways getting around that. So like I said, it's very easy to avoid a semi if you're in a car.
Even outside of the semi, there's been, the old-fashioned Steven Spielberg movie, like his first Duel, was same kind of premise, like crazy semi-truck driver coming after somebody. Then you got Maximum Overdrive, which is a little bit more supernatural, obviously, and cocaine-fueled. And then, like, even I throw Jeepers Creepers in there because there's a large part of that where you got that fucking, like, giant truck behind you where it's like, oh, shit, somebody's trying to fucking Dale Earnhardt me out here. Mm-hmm. We can't have that. Can't have that. I feel like, you know, my skills would kick in where I'd be wanting to race. I'd be wanting to get out of there, and I would just go.
And you could outrun them in a car easily. You can.
That would just be trippy.
Especially because, I mean,
pop up on the radio, though.
Yeah, that's trippy.
Candy cane.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does he follow him? That's just, like, the biggest question. Like, they can make a whole other movie of his methods of figuring out these kids' names and all that shit with no technology like we have today. Even with technology today, it'd be hard to figure out all the stuff he was figuring out.
I feel like when he came to the hotel that first night, he did good scoping. He figured out, all right, this car's clearly got the CV antenna. It's these motherfuckers here. He might have broke in, got some names out of there.
But still, it's like, how do you follow them without them knowing?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Makes for a fun movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's very, there's not many like it.
No, it's suspenseful as shit. Like,
it's a great movie.
and even though cell phones are current, I felt like, or like that's what people would do now. I still feel like this movie is watchable. Like, it's very watchable. Maybe it's because we're older. I don't want to say we're old, but we're older. But I don't know. I almost want to watch this with all my kids, see how they feel. See, like, if
once they get past the point of the cell phones weren't invented yet, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Once they get that out of your head.
Just wasn't an option.
Some people can easily get in that mode. It's like, watch a movie from 70s.
Oh, yeah.
80s. You can easily put yourself into that mode.
I mean,
you got to
Home
fill
Alone.
your shoes. You got to put your shoes in there, okay?
I mean, Home Alone, he could have just called the police. So I guess they don't question that.
I thought he did it.
Well, I think he was afraid because the one cop was.
Well, let's see. That's how they get around that.
But I still would have took my chances.
I think in Home Alone 3, he calls the police a bunch of times.
I never watched that one.
And it's like Cry Wolf. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still funny to watch people get fucked up in traps, but it's pretty dumb. Dumb characters. You know what who the three greatest home invasion people are? The three the three bad dudes from like Three Ninjas Kickback or whatever it is, like the surfer guys.
Yep, those guys are hilarious.
Those guys are fucking awesome. I saw a
Three
clip
Ninjas.
of that the other day.
Great reference, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Great job. Three Ninjas is one of those movies that is for free on YouTube. So, like, if you have not watched it with your children and you don't know what we're talking about, your kids will be cooler for it. You'll be cooler for it, and it's a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let your kids watch it just by themselves. Watch it with them. It's great.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like one of those old school drops like Indian in a cupboard. You don't hear people talk about it, but it's a good one.
Indian in the cupboard. There's a cupboard with an Indian in it.
He puts a little Indian
I'm sorry,
in it.
a Native American.
He puts the little Indian in it, and he comes out and the Indian's alive, and then, you know.
They should make one the Caucasian in the cupboard.
The white man in the cupboard.
Gotta be Caucasian.
Caucasian.
Caucasians in the outfield.
That's a great movie, too. Angels in the Outfield.
I want them to make a sports team. Just call it Caucasians.
I'd be okay with that.
I would rock that so hard.
I'd be okay with that.
I would rock that sports team so fucking hard.
It's just like a freckle-faced fuck as the mascot.
No, it's just like a typical white dude or something just on there. You know.
I want like the Mad TV guy.
No,
like,
that's gingers. That's something different.
We are different.
You are different. You're You're like your little side branch of Caucasian. I'm talking about general, normal Caucasian. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know. If somebody were to say, you know, you're a cis white male. I'm a ginger. All right.
I'm a ginger.
You know how much sunscreen I need?
Ginger. What about his older brother, Paul Walker's older brother, trying to move in on his girl?
Oh,
That's some shit right there, bud. Could you believe that? The betrayal.
That ain't right.
And she almost did it too.
Slut.
Almost did it. What a fucking
Slut.
whore.
How dare you?
You whore.
How dare you? You're gonna bang his brosive?
Well, I don't blame him. I mean, Walker was a little bitch in it.
He was, but you still gotta,
I know, have some respect, lady. You gotta drive you out here. But that situation's happened so many times. The people.
Yep.
It's sad.
It's sad.
It's very, very sad. But there's a lot of gore in this too. For being the movie what it is, there's some gory parts.
Yeah.
Especially towards the final. I mean, brutal stuff. Like, little boy gets like a hook like through his leg. Ow.
Ouch.
He does like some Home Alone stuff in the hotel room to rig the door to open to blow her head off.
Oh, that was pretty intense.
That was pretty cool looking.
Yeah, and that was like...
That was a new cool little twist. They made it more interesting than him just sitting in there waiting for him. Like, he ties her up. And...
It was great directing because, like, the whole... Like, you just think the door's going to get opened any moment. Because doors keep swinging open. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Shit.
She's about to be lasagna.
The suspense is real. They also did old school. They didn't really show Trucker Boy's face, barely any, which is good, and they don't do that anymore.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that was something I wanted to say too because that's huge, dude. That's a huge element. It's the monster problem. You show the monster, the movie becomes less scary. I don't care what it is. It just makes it cooler, dude. What the hell does this guy look like? That's what you want to know, but when you don't know, it's actually better.
Yes.
It's
Yeah, I mean, you really don't get a good look at him at all. I mean, you see like a glimpse of him.
I love that.
For like a few seconds. And that's it. So I liked that a lot. Yes.
He had a badass truck.
Yeah, he had a nice old, like a Peterbilt, I'm assuming. Long nose trucks. Old
like
school, like old school truckers, and love those trucks. And that's all they try to get.
Yeah, so many fucking lights on
That's the one with like fucking 18 gears and shit. All that.
He had so many lights on there. He had enough lights to power a fucking baseball game, dude.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot of lights.
That's a lot of lights.
Yeah.
You could power a lot of lights here, pal. I bet you had so much fucking carpet inside that thing, dude. Like, that bed was probably nice.
It was probably stanking, too.
I don't know.
Did not smell
I feel
good.
like he had like the Quagmire thing going on in there. It was like a little love shack.
No, judging by how wet he looked and his body weight, yeah, no.
Oh.
Speaking of, these dudes are two little bitches. Like, these two dudes are like in shape guys. Like, not really like in shape, but they're not fat and they're not slow.
No.
Like, you could have easily taken this guy out.
We're gonna beat your fat ass.
Like, he might be bigger. He might have weight, but he's also a trucker. He's an old slow guy. Look at him. Does the guy look like he does a lot of cardio? No. Does it look like he's got a lot of mobility? No. No. He could barely pass a DOT physical, for fuck's sake.
We're going to beat your fat ass. You hop out of that
fucking
truck.
Fat ass. As soon as he got... I'll fucking open the door and get in his bitch ass and fucking take him out. Movie over.
I'm going to come in.
Movie over.
I'm going to come in there and take your insulin, bud.
I'm going to take your cookies.
I'm going to take your little chihuahuas you got in there, because I know you got a couple. That is always a trip when you see the old truckers hop out and they got like 4 little dogs in there.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, your day is just funny to me.
Some people have cats in there. It's like, no.
They're not the animal for that.
No, there's a litter box in there, bud. Like, that's you're driving with shit.
What about like just a little dog though? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be funny.
It's when you see a little dog in a trucker, you're just like, your life is a fun show. It's a fun comedy joke for me to see. Like, that's why you are here on Earth. I just think of your day. Get back in your seat, Scrambles. Like,
if it wasn't such a pain in the ass, I'd get a parrot. Just have a parrot swinging.
For the conversations, it would be fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
But it'd probably shit everywhere, and those things require a lot of attention, so I don't think it would work out very well. But it would be fun to think of.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You need like a super sophisticated AI system like Jarvis to talk to. Like, hey Jarvis, what's going on? Not much, messed him up.
You just get one of them futuristic sex dolls,
Ooh.
and be a companion.
I'd be afraid they'd rip it off. That's my only thing is they'll go all like cyborg, and just like and try to rip your.
Nah, you don't get one with artificial intelligence in it. You get one that doesn't have anything in it. For that sake, I don't want it to talk.
That was the funniest part of Blue Harvest, that South Park thing where Family Guy thing where they made fun of Star Wars. Mm-hmm. There's Chris as Luke Skywalker, and that the scene where he's getting a new robot hand put on because he got his cut off. The robot's putting it on. Said, "Make sure you practice with the hot dog, or else you're gonna rip it off."
It's like that the gig. It's like the Robot Chicken show. I think it was the ones with the action figures. It's funny. And it goes like, "This is the new companion." It's like a girl robot. It's artificial. And he's saying all this stuff, and there's some guy in the crowd's like, "Yeah, can you fuck it?" And the guy's like, "What?" He's like, "Can you fuck it?" He's like, "Well, no." And everybody just Can you fuck it? No.
We don't want
That's
it.
the truth. Nobody's gonna pay $100,000 for that if you can't fuck it.
That's true.
Serious?
Yeah, we can't do that.
No.
We need better road companions.
Exactly. Well, that's an interesting conversation for you to listen to.
Interesting.
Speaking of interesting, we got to go to our due diligence and go to the one and only, one of a kind, world-renowned Sloppy Horror Podcast rating.
Sloppy horror.
Sloppy Horror rating, baby, yeah! All right. I'm not going to explain to you how it works because this is 160 plus episodes in. We do it every episode. If you don't know what it is, listen to any of the previous episodes to listen to the instructions. So let's get into the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is casting.
Casting is a 3.
You say that with a lot of confusion on your face.
I'm just upset. I'm upset. I'm upset that...
What? What? Spit it out. What?
We have not been doing the due diligence over the last few episodes with the bumpers.
What are you talking about?
We've left the bumper out.
What bumper?
The one, we haven't filled shoes.
Oh, well, it's too late now. We're in the rating.
Oh, I know that.
Why are you talking about this now?
Because we haven't filled them in a while.
Well, they don't...
Well, luckily we've been talking about other movies that dropped that year.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so, okay. We've done one before.
Yeah.
So go back to that one. We already filled your shoes for this year.
Okay.
So anyways.
Casting honestly does. It feels like a 3. Like, you can't put Paul Walker or Steve Zahn. That girl wasn't in a whole lot of stuff, but I recognized her.
Wasn't she in Twister? Or is that some other girl?
Nah, it's another girl.
Well, they look the same.
Yeah. Yeah, they do look similar. Helen Hunt. Mm-hmm. They look similar.
It's pretty good, though, looking, though.
Yeah, Ted Levine, obviously, of The Voice. It was great acting all across the board. And even the tropey characters, like the sheriffs and whatever, it was just very well cast all across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think they did a great job. I definitely got lost in the story with the characters. I forget that it's Paul Walker. Mm-hmm. He looks like a Lewis to me.
Lewis.
I completely forgot that other guy's in Saving Silverman.
Yeah. They're brothers in the movie.
Right.
I think what's funny, too, I think these guys, you and I can relate a lot with these guys, too. But I feel like it's a personification. Like, everybody's both guys. Like, you are both brothers at the same time. And so am I. It's like one of those kind of movies. Like, everybody's got a little Lewis in them. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got that, like, it's all right, guys. Hey, where's she, bro? Like that. Everybody's got a little bit of that in them. But
that's a deep reference.
But everybody else also has that, like, get on the fucking CB and don't be a pussy. Like, like, there's like...
we did that shit in Xbox, all that stuff. Everybody's done that.
Yeah, it's the angel and devil kind of character, and I think they just really do such a good job at it. And that's really how brothers are.
Yeah, very good. All right, so that's 3 out of 10 so far here. Let's get into the second category, and that is kills.
Kills, not a whole plethora. There's decent amount of gore. I think it's gonna. I don't know. I think it's a 1. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, just because it is. It had. You have to give it a 1. There's some violence. You know, the only really kill. There's only really one kill in the movie, unfortunately, which is, I don't know if there's any. Technically.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But there is.
Well, now that we're thinking about it, is there a kill?
I don't know, because well, whoever was in the truck at the final part is dead.
Yeah, but what didn't like one of the hotel workers, didn't he get killed? Didn't it show like him dead?
Oh, yeah. So there was a guy on the floor dead.
Yeah.
In the hotel.
Yeah.
He got pretty fucked up pretty bad. So there was a kill there. Now,
yeah.
You don't see that. One dude's jaw gets ripped off.
Yeah.
You don't see it happen, but you see the aftermath.
And I feel like presumably he died. Like
you would think.
He was like...
It's hard to survive without a bottom jaw. I don't know if you can or not.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do
dude like looked like he was a vegetable. So it's like he was on life support in my eyes.
I don't know how you survive without having a lower jaw.
It's definitely physically, and who knows what happened to the ice guy. Like, I feel like that guy got fucked up.
Yeah. He probably survived that, though, because it only went through the back part of his truck, not him.
He's probably like, what the fuck?
He's going to calls his boss, like, he won't believe him. Oh, all right, well, yeah. For the creative goreness of it, you got to give it 1 at least, right?
Yeah.
You know, something.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm going 1.
Okay. So that is 4 out of 10. Third final category for 3 points possibility is fear.
I don't know where to sit with this one. My mind just went 1, maybe 1.5, just because it's so, it's not, there are unbelievable aspects of this movie, 100%, but it's like not boogeymen, and it's not like, well, you gotta be in the ocean, or you gotta be, everybody drives on a road, and everybody's kind of like played a prank on somebody before. So it's like, when you're in the movie, it is a very suspenseful movie. I have heard a lot of people say candy cane. I've heard, so it's got staying power. I don't know. I almost want to put this at a 1.5. It's just a suspenseful, you're in the fucking movie. Now, you can tear it apart, and there are plot holes, 100%, but I feel like it's not a silly movie, so you're not, like, rolling your eyes at it. So, I think it's kind of not necessarily the most brutal of movies, but it's, enough to get your heart rate up. I feel like my wife, this would trip her out. This would trip normal people out, I feel like.
Yeah, because it's believable, and a lot of people are scared of big trucks in general.
Yeah.
Just driving next to them.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure some people are scared of truckers.
Mm-hmm.
Because they put a stereotypical looking trucker. That's the stereotype of what it is, how it sounds, and all that.
Yep, being in a place that's not home when it's dark and just, yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of aspects to it. So yeah, we'll go with that. So 5.5 out of 10. Final 1 point category for half a point each. And that is rewatchability.
I'm gonna say yes. I've watched this a bunch of times. I've enjoyed it every time. Criminally underrated. I think more people should watch it. I will definitely watch this again if I don't die some freak accident soon in life. So yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a hidden gem that a lot of people forget about.
Mm-hmm.
So if you revisit this for a while and rewatch it, absolutely you'll enjoy it. It's a fun movie. It's a different kind of story. It's not something you typically watch. It's not part of the bulk things of movies, stories. It's not typical, I guess, if that makes sense. So it's nice to get a little something different. It's not spooky man or boogeyman or all that. It's just suspenseful and it's crazy. It gets crazy at times. It's nice. It's something a little different, like I said. So that's fun. Makes it very rewatchable. Very rewatchable.
Rewatchable for sure.
Yeah, rewatchable for sure. Okay, so that is a total of 6.5.
Yeah. Yep, that's correct, sir.
Out of 10 for Joyride. Here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast, right back up in your ace.
All right.
Hole
Now, as we all know,
in the intestines.
sometimes you just get on the road. You just get on, take a little joyride.
You
right?
get on the road, man.
But generally, when you get on the road and you get in your car, what are you doing? What do you have? You generally have a place in mind that you're going. And what do we call that place?
Destination.
That's correct, dude. And sometimes you've reached your final.
Oh, man, we're not doing one of these, are we? These are my least favorite movies. I hate these. I hate these movies.
Well,
it does a good job. Like, these movies do a great job. Like, these have to be, like, I know people love these movies, but I know a lot of people secretly hate them, too. Because it just reminds you of shit, and it ruins stuff. It ruins a whole lot of stuff.
It does.
It ruins a whole lot of things in life.
Luckily, we're not doing a deep dive. We're just going to do the first one. But, you know, we haven't done any of them. And just for fun, silly, like, damn it, they find fun ways to kill people. For a movie that's dumb, like, it's got to rate very high for the kills.
Sure.
But there's a new one coming out. So, you know,
there's another one? How many are there now?
I don't know.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
But it makes sense. I mean, the whole premise of that is just dying.
Yeah, you're escaping death.
Yeah. So there's over 1 million ways to die. Mm-hmm. So you could do them all. You can make 100 of these movies probably.
And you know, I think the first few do, but I know the first one's got, you know, Tony Todd in it, the late great Tony Todd, the Candyman. The Candyman's in there. So
Candyman.
It's a lot of people are going to be searching the topic. A lot of people are going to be talking about this movie, and I just figure it's time to finally cross this one off. And you know, it had a good segue from this movie into that one.
Sure.
Also, same kind of time frame too. When you see the dress, the way people are, like, you're just like, oh yeah, I know what was going on in the world then.
Yeah.
I know what things felt
It was
like.
the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Y'all remember Jinkos? Remember getting your fucking pants wet anytime it rained? Fitting a Walkman in your back pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if you
It's skipping every time you moved wrong.
if you had a fucking CD player that you could master in a pocket while riding your bike, your coolness went up.
Dude, that was so
10
hard
points.
to do. So hard to do.
It really was. That's one of the saddest parts.
Makes
It's
sense
you don't
why
see bikes.
that really makes sense of why everything was a lot more baggier back then, because the items were bigger that we were carrying around. Finally put two and two together. Now everything's smaller, so now all the pants are getting tighter and shit. Pockets are smaller.
And look, I got a fucking Game Gear in my pocket, brother.
Yeah, you got a computer in your fucking pocket now.
Dude, Game Gear's 8 batteries.
Everything eats batteries.
Yeah.
Well,
Good old days.
Well, we took a joyride. Unfortunately now, next week, we will reach our final destination.
We're gonna fit that thing wide open, brother.
Yep, so we're going to split that, so make sure you go watch that. Get prepared for next week if you were a regular listener of this show. It's going to be a fun one. Make sure you watch it with somebody and have fun. Make sure you laugh and have fun, because it's going to be a fun fucking time, like it always is here on the Sloppy Horror Podcast.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that'll do it. You boys and girls have a good one. Make sure you do all the YouTube stuff and all the rating stuff. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week with a brand new episode on Final Destination.
All right, peace, bitch.
See ya.